communicate how good a cookie is or isn't is very difficult to do on a video. I feel like that's why these video intros tend to be really dramatic, like, oh my gosh, this is the best cookie ever, you have to try it. Or they're like, oh, this is disgusting, it's horrible. When usually food doesn't exist on such extreme opposite ends of the spectrum. But I really think that it's because when something is good, it just like it makes you want to gush about it in a way that seems like there's no way that it can be that good. And this is one of those times for me. I literally almost started this video saying, drop everything that you're doing, cancel your plans, and make this cookie recipe. And then I realized, okay, that sounds a little dramatic, but honestly, I just love these cookies and I'm so excited for you to take that first bite and try them because I love this cookie recipe. It's gonna be a brown sugar graham cracker cookie. There's actually little bits of graham cracker all throughout the cookie, and it's topped with a Key Lime Cheesecake Buttercream Frosting. That is so good. The combination is like cool and tangy with like rich and buttery and slightly sweet. It's not over the top sweet, but they are decadent bakery style cookies that are pretty easy to make. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started.
These cookies are so cool because in addition to flour, they also have a little bit of crumbled up graham cracker in there. So you're getting this really delicious, soft, chewy cookie, but it also tastes like graham crackers. So I'm just gonna start by mixing the flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and a bit of cornstarch. Cornstarch is gonna be one of the egg replacers in these vegan cookies. Then comes the graham cracker crumbs, and Nabisco's original graham cracker is accidentally vegan, so that's really great. I'm just gonna go ahead and crumble that into my little veggie chopper. I feel like this is probably the most frequently seen thing in my videos. Like, I feel like I use it in every single video. It's just so handy, especially for making crumbs like this. And you do want them to be really nice and fine. Go ahead and add that to the bowl and mix it all together. An easy trick for creating a bakery style cookie at home with that great, crispy edges and chewy center is to combine your granulated sugar with brown sugar. And here we're actually going to use some dark brown sugar because it has a little bit more molasses and it's really going to complement the flavor of the graham crackers. This is the point in the mixing process where you really want to make sure that you cream the butter and sugar well. The sugar has these kind of rough, coarse edges and it works into the butter to basically aerate it and lighten it up, make it really light and fluffy, and that's going to help to create that great texture. Once it's light and fluffy, you can go ahead and add your plant milk and vanilla, and then it's time to combine. So I'm going to add half of the dry ingredients and just stir until it's well combined. As soon as you start to do this, this is when it starts to smell instantly delicious. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the mixture here, and doing it half at a time like this, just make sure that we don't over mix. You want to do the majority of the mixing when you're creaming the butter and sugar together, and you just want to mix until well combined when you have the dry ingredients, and this will help to create a really nice and tender cookie.
But now the butter is pretty soft, and if we were just to put that soft, glossy cookie dough into the oven, it would basically just flatten out and get really crispy and crunchy, and it would lose that nice chewy texture that we want. It would still be good, but it wouldn't have its shape and it wouldn't have the texture, and it just wouldn't be as good as it can possibly be. So it's really important to just chill the dough for about 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know it's done chilling when it's a little bit matte on top. It'll go from glossy and kind of shiny from being warm, and then when it's fully chilled, it'll be firm to the touch and have a slight kind of matte look to the surface. Once your cookie dough is at that stage, you can go ahead and pop it into the oven and bake.
When the cookies come out of the oven, they are going to smell like butter and brown sugar and graham crackers. They're so tempting because they're like golden brown and warm, and they're just so good at this stage. But I promise if you let them cool down and then top them with the key lime cheesecake topping, they are even better. But before I let them cool down, especially if I'm going to be serving these at a party and I want to just kind of zhuzh them up even more, I will make sure the edges are nice and perfectly round and circular by taking a bowl or a cup or a cookie cutter, anything larger than the cookie that's round, and just kind of swirl it like this, and it will help to create a nice round edge. So an attempt to make this recipe more budget friendly and accessible, because key limes are harder to find in a lot of places, and even though you can buy bottled key lime juice, regular limes are generally a lot more budget friendly. So when testing this recipe, I tested with regular limes and just added a little bit more to account for the fact that key limes are very, very tart and very aromatic. You're gonna go ahead and combine the butter and vegan cream cheese with some fresh lime juice and fresh lime zest, and this is gonna smell incredible. Then we're gonna add our powdered sugar and beat this on high for about 2 minutes until it is a nice thick buttercream. Now for the fun part, we're gonna decorate the cookies, and you wanna make sure that the cookies are completely cool, otherwise the frosting will just melt off as you're trying to decorate the cookies. And sometimes I will just do a very simple design with a butter knife or an offset spatula, and I'll just kind of do a thick layer of the frosting on top and create some little swooshes for kind of a rustic look. But if I wanna get fancy, this is one of my favorite ways to make the cookies look a little bit extra special. It's a spiral pattern that I do by starting the tip of the pastry bag right in the center and then trying my best to apply even pressure to the pastry bag while going around in a sphere like this. The trick is not to press down. You don't want to like push downwards on the frosting. You kind of want to hover right over the cookie going in a swirl pattern so that it kind of lays on top in a nice thick layer. If there are any holes in the frosting, you can easily cover them up just by doing a little bit of the crumbled graham crackers as a garnish on top. This is an easy way to fill any holes and also to create kind of a little crescent design on half the cookie. That's how I like to do it. I sort of focus it on one side of the cookie more than the other, and I think this creates a really pretty effect while also at the same time covering up any imperfections in the frosting. So I do that first, and then I will layer on a little bit of lime zest on top. Not only is this a delicious addition to the cookie, but it also adds a pretty pop of color, and I think it makes them look really polished and professional. I can't wait for you guys to take that first bite of these cookies. They are like next level. You've got this cool and tangy cheesecake topping that's limey and zesty and refreshing and tangy. Works so well with the buttery brown sugar cookie. You're gonna freak out.
If you know someone who might like to make these cookies, then please go ahead and share this video link with them. And if you recreate this recipe at home, I would love to see a picture. So go ahead and tag me on a picture on Instagram, or if you make a video, I'm at Nikki Vegan on Instagram and on TikTok. So tag me so that I can check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.